I saw this clip going viral, and it did make me chuckle. It involves Officer Tatum and his opinions on men crying. Let me make sure I know exact. 2 years ago about men crying, he said some interesting things. So why don't we just take a look at that together?
I would say that a lot of women are going to lose attraction for you if you cry in front of them. Weak men are viewed as unattractive. And you can make the argument that crying can be viewed as a weakness.
I think that men should not show all of their emotions to women, because women judge men very harshly on that. I would never cry in front of my wife.
Really?
I just wouldn't.
What if your kid died?
That's a different thing. I mean, I would try not to cry in front of my wife if my kid died.
Be like,
I'm her
Is
foundation.
that right?
I'm her strong point. I'll cry on my own, but if everything is going south, I want my wife to know I'm strong in that situation. I heard a guy say,
But you went on here with a podcast and admit that you cried.
It is.
To a podcast with other women that's not your wife.
everything is going south, I want my wife to know I'm strong in that situation. I heard a guy say this, is that
Right. But you still wouldn't cry about it though.
when my father passes away, which everybody's parent is going to pass away, I'm not going to cry at his funeral.
Is that
I
right?
don't want to cry at his funeral. I want my father to know that I'm strong enough to stand up and have this conversation. I've compartmentalized what has happened.
I'm very angry.
Oh no.
Because
Oh no.
you don't get your lick back.
Is that right? You'll never get it. Shedding tears, boy. But even if your old father died, your old kid died, nigga. You wouldn't cry in front of your wife, nigga, but you gonna cry on YouTube about a man that you probably... no, he was part of the Turning Point USA, though. I can't say you ain't never met him. But, man... What? You ain't gonna cry in front of your wife, but you gonna go cry on the internet. So your wife can see it, though. And y'all already know how people look at you for crying on the internet. Like a goofy. You know what I'm saying? That's diabolical. I've been preached just cook Tatum with this one, no cap.
Is a sickness of the highest order.
For me, you suffer. I think you suffer in silence. That's what I think.
Is that right? 400,000 likes.
I thought it was meme music at first. I didn't realize this was put up by the Daily Derek. I know what that is, but
You say you had men cry in front of you. That's why you're not with
Sometimes
them.
I look up videos of like army
Yeah.
dads coming home and surprising their kids just because I want to cry, and then I'll watch it and I'll
You wanna
cry. And
I've teared up and cried over stuff like that, but I
not in front of those videos are really
I don't do
good.
that in front of people. Just
have to.
imagine you going to war. You got the guy on the front line and he crying.
Yeah.
You like, oh, wait a minute, dude.
you'll
We
be
gonna
like-
lose this? Or you
Yeah.
like my dude? We would do.
I don't know. That doesn't determine someone's how tough someone is, bro, because they're crying, bro. You know what I'm saying? All that is emotional expression. You could be bawling your eyes out, bro, and be angry as fuck, and be ready to knock something out, nigga, to end something. You know what I'm saying?
Line, he crying.
Yeah.
You like, oh, wait a minute, dude.
you'll
We
be
gonna lose this? Or you like my dude? We would do SWAT.
It's you fake wanna be tough ass niggas who think you can't cry. But I be, bro, if you just get with a shorty, bro, you don't need to be crying just to refer to your shorty though. You know what I'm saying though? Like, you know, y'all break up, whatever. You don't cry over the. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely certain scenarios where okay, you can cry and you shouldn't be crying. You know what I'm saying though? I feel like,
Hits and some of the dudes, they were tough. They were hard around the edge, man. And you don't see.
But whenever it comes to a relationship, a lot of people feel, especially men, feel a certain way about that. Like, oh, you can't cry in front of your girl. You always gotta just put on this tough act and this, that, and the third. A lot of niggas don't like that shit, bro, because in a relationship, bro, you should be able to be vulnerable and open up. But a lot of the times that does get used against you, bro. It does. So I see the point he making, you know what I'm saying? But this is very contradictory. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the internet do. We gonna pull up clips, nigga. You say this, boom, we gonna bring that.
See them sweat. And it gives everybody encouragement to be like, man, that's the baddest mother. Then that means I need to be bad.
He's crying because he can't get his lick back. No. Please tell me that's AI, dog. I can see this nigga really doing this stuff. Hey, that nigga, Fresh and Fit look funny, dog. That nigga look like he really going through it. And yes, we laughing our ass off that you crying over Charlie Kirk. So what?
You stupid.
Checkmate, motherfucker.
You know what the thing is?
Yeah, talk to me.
I don't mind that he cries for Kirk. That's not what a problem is. Like, you don't feel safe crying in front of your wife. That's probably the only person I feel safe crying about. That's fine. If you don't, that's okay.
If anybody, that is the only person you should be crying in front of. You know what I'm saying?
Your dad would die, and then you're like, nah.
But hell, I done heard some women say, I'd have been with this man my whole life, and I ain't never once seen him cry. I heard women say that before.
Not even he needs to know. He needs to know that I was strong.
Hey, listen, some of you brothers are not.
Well, Kirk is saying that you a bitch from heaven.
Hey, listen.
By that logic, that's crazy.
Some of you brothers are not beating the Zaddy Kirk allegations. I understand what he was saying in the first clip, where, you know, in this traditional sense, you know, some men feel like they can't afford to be emotional in dark times because the people who lean on them will feel destabilized. Like I've heard that narrative before. And it's not entirely without merit.
So you had men cry in front of you. That's why you're not with them.
Any woman who would judge you because you cried at your father's funeral is probably not someone you want to be married to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any woman.
Yeah, you're probably not dealing with the right people. You know what I'm saying? If they gonna judge you and this, that, and the third. Like, them ain't the right people. Especially if it comes to fucking children and fathers, bro. Like, what the hell? Parents and shit. Family.
Women who would judge you negatively because you cried at your child's funeral, which was his first example. Probably not someone you want to be with. Oh, I'll never find someone. You're delusional. Okay, the idea that like most women out there are gonna hate on you because you cried at your child's funeral, like I don't know. I think that's pretty stupid, and I think it's without merit. I think it's just like caricature of ladies who like see a man cry and their vaginas dry up like the Sahara Desert. I don't know. I don't believe that. I think if you guys spent time around women enough, I don't think
If she like you, she don't care, bro. She there with you, bro.
you guys believe it either. I think that's just something they say online to paint the other side as like this. But
my question is, who are these women that you spend your time with? To think like that they're all like that. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe I'm the problem in that thing. Maybe I'm not. I really don't get it. Like, I'm baffled sometimes when I hear you talk about these women that are around you. Or it's
that just gives, when you say, like, especially if you're fucking married, bro, and you say you can't cry in front of your wife or you can't express emotions, bro, that means you bitch, nigga. You pussy whip, nigga. She running the show, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because she gets her way. She the only one who has a say-so, can open her mouth and express how she feel in that motherfucker. As soon as you do that, it's a big problem. Nigga, you better come correct to her. Shit.
just what you see on your algorithm of social media. You need to get out there and touch some grass and see what's out there, because that's not the reality. My God.
Yeah. I think it's okay not to cry. No one's saying you have to perform and start doing things on demand because someone died. It's okay not to. I think it's weird to make a rule and tell yourself in the future how you're going to react to the most tragic thing in your life, potentially.
Yeah.
I'm not going to cry at my wife's funeral because my kids might see it. God forbid your kids see that you're sad. God forbid they see you actually destabilized by the loss of your life partner.
Right.
You know, it's just a lot of it's silly. And I think most kids can agree on this. The few times that I did see my father cry, which is maybe twice in total.
I've never seen my dad cry. My mama said he did whenever his uncle died though. R.P. Uncle Milton.
There was not a single moment where I thought more of him after the fact. You know, how many times do you have an experience with someone across from you, your parent, and you may have never seen them as immigrants?
Hell, I cried, nigga. Shit, I cried, nigga. When I found out Milton died, I was like, damn. I cried, nigga. Shit.
Someone across from you, your parent, and you may have never seen them as immigrants, especially. We push that on our kids a lot, right? So you've never seen them, and then one day you see them be emotional. Like, oh, you're human, right? You lose that veneer of the parent who's this deity or what. No, it's good to see them as humans because a lot of them are suffering in silence, and it's not good. And then we grow up and we take that shit on. So that's why I don't like what he said before.
I had this moment with my dad, and it was this summer, and we were talking, and we each had like a glass of wine or whatever. But I was like sharing how it is hard being single and 29 and just feeling like you're old
cooked
and all this stuff.
You're cooked.
And
especially shorty to the left, and then the left after that. Oh my goodness, what's going on?
and
This
feeling like you're like
they put least attractive to most attractive left to right next to Brand. No cap.
old and all this stuff. And yeah.
You're cooked. You're cooked. She's not that bad though. She's not terribly ugly. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not ugly at all, I wouldn't say. You know what I'm saying? But
And
I'm just joking. She's cooked.
yeah.
I'm joking.
And so
Brian, the guy who runs this podcast, is so corny. I hate that dude. He doesn't even have much in terms of opinion, but dude's so...
Why? Because she said that it was tough to be
29, and he went like, bitch, let me remind you. She was trying to share a vulnerable moment.
Yeah, these niggas is goofy.
Didn't even hesitate.
and he
Wait, you
actually
started crying?
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
She's crying for no reason. She has nothing to worry about.
He says you have no reason to cry, and he's literally on a podcast where they remind women that they're used goods after. It's
Right.
a funny logo. But, you know, Tatum's not one of those crazy people who's like, men showing emotion is inherently bad. If you watch the full clip, which, you know, I'll play a little bit more just to give him a shot before everyone shits on him.
So you think if
That's
a
it.
man shows his emotion makes him a less man?
No. I just think men shouldn't do it. I don't think it make you less of a man if your emotions, like for instance, if something tragic happened and I was in the room with my wife and it caused me to start crying or something, I'm not gonna be like, throw her out of the room. You gotta leave the room. You can't see me like this. It's just that I know when emotions happen to me.
I could see like in an instance where like, I mean, it's give or take, bro. Because like in a scenario like as the man, something like say you in that room, right? Something happens. How you start to act can what you do can shape what your family does or whoever's with you. You know what I'm saying? Whoever's looking up to you. Once you start to cry, they might start crying because they think that, you know. So I can understand. I just think it's give or take, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's give or take. It just if you're a man who can't express how you feel to your woman, she runs that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? She's running that bitch, and she is running her way, not yours. You are simped out because you never get to put your foot down.
See me like this. It's just that I know when emotions happen to me, and
and it's not just having emotions; it's standing on business with the emotions, though. You know what I'm saying? Because you can express how you feel, and then she get to run her mouth like, nigga, it ain't that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? And then you brush it off and just stick around and you know what I'm saying? But nah, it is that big of a deal. And you gotta stand on it.
Refrain from exposing that emotion in front of people.
So there you have it, folks.
And it may not even be crying. Emotions doesn't necessarily mean you have to be crying either. You know?
He's not completely, well, I think he forgot how to compartmentalize here.
You don't get your lick back.
But normally he's very good at putting things in a box and not crying. Normally.
That's not how emotions work. It's one-dimensional way of seeing emotions. You know what I mean? You don't know how you're gonna act, especially when you grieve. You don't know. Maybe you're not gonna cry now.
Yeah.
And then fucking 6 months later, at the grocery store, boom. Why? Because you picked up your father's favorite cereal, and then it reminds you of a bunch of stuff, and then boom, you're crying just there.
Facts.
Like it's not like the way these people are speaking.
Hell, man, I done seen my granddad. I ain't never seen my grandpa or my dad cry, but I see my granddad. He ain't just full out cry, but we whenever it get on a sensitive topic about his people, bro. You know what I'm saying? His guardians, his father and his mother. You know what I'm saying? That took him in. He get emotional about that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's how you supposed to feel, bro. And that let me know granddad was human. Cause that nigga be on ass. That nigga be on ass. And that let me know, like, damn, I feel for this nigga right here, man. You know what I'm saying? So everybody look at it different, bro. If you one of them men, like I say, who feel like that, bro, you let the bitch run over you, bro. Simple. That's the only way I can put it. You know?
Boom, you're crying just there.
Facts.
Like it's not like the way these people are speaking. They speak sometimes with the confidence of someone that is a professional in that realm, and I'm like, well, have they even experienced life? Yeah, let me just ball it up, and then just you don't know. You just don't know. But the problem is even more than that. Not crying in front of your wife, not crying in front of your people, or when some of you people are at your dad's funeral, at your father's funeral, but you cry at Daddy Kurt's
on the internet?
On the internet while filming? There's something wrong with you. Well, I said that shit before, and I said it again. I'm gonna say it again. Filming yourself while crying is crazy. You wouldn't do it in front of the people that you love, the people that are the closest to you, but you're gonna share it with strangers.
Right.
Nah.
With the whole world that they're eventually gonna see it anyways.
Nah, I can't take that person seriously. Sorry.
Can't do it?
Sorry. I'm sorry, man. I can't do it.
If you're being extra charitable, he said this 2 years ago, and maybe this is the accumulation. I think, it's like people saying, oh, if I get attacked, I'll do this, I'll do that. You don't know what the fuck you're going to do in that situation. You have an idea. You can have like this thought in your head, but once that shit hits you, you can't control it. Everybody got a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yep.
And the death of someone close to you is like a punch in the face. I've seen quite a few people around me die, and I don't think it gets easier. The first time it happens, you're just lost. Then the second and third, fourth, fifth time, like at some point you're like, oh, I know what this is, but those emotions are still going to hit you. I think as humans, there's an arrogance to ourselves that we think we can control things much more than we can. It's a bit of a delusion. And that delusion is what leads a lot of people to take their own lives. It leads a lot of people to have this PTSD or these issues like depression where they feel like if they just control everything, they're going to, it's like, there's a lot of this stuff that you can't control. And the sooner you're able to accept that, the sooner you're going to actually have more of a control over the situation itself. Accepting the reality that you can't control something is actually
control.
Probably a better position of control than pretending you can and having no grip on it. Why? Because when reality hits you in the face and you have zero control, you have the juxtaposition between where your position and what happened. But when a wave of emotion hits me and I'm like having that experience, I'm like, I never had control to begin with. It's a lot easier to get through it.
A thing that you could do is block it.
Yeah.
Right? That's just a reaction to PTSD, right? Death happened when I was really young. It kept happening, and when you're young and you don't know how to count, you don't know how to deal with that. What can happen is that you block it, and you block that emotion, or you transfer it into something else. So the sadness you don't feel no more because that hurts so much. So you transfer it into anger. Problem is, it catches back. It catches up. It catches up to you. The older you are, and the more that you refrain from expressing those emotions, the worse it's going to be when it's going to catch up to you.
I don't think it's good for your people around you either.
No, it's not good for your people around you.
Because they don't feel safe to also share with you how they're feeling because they don't want to. How many girls do I know who don't want to burden their parents or their family members or even their partners a lot of times with their emotions because of the fact that they grew up in environments where you're just not supposed to. Kids do that with their own parents because their parents are like that. They internalize that and they become like that. So it becomes generational to some degree as well.
Like there's other ways of grieving, but I believe that grief is important. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't think that you necessarily need to cry to grieve. But if that comes and you're trying to block it too much, it's not going to be helpful.
I could never imagine loving one of your parents or loving your kids and going through a mourning process without tears. Because like in my experience, the sadness is generally from longing, from the sadness that comes after knowing they're no longer around. And that is overwhelming. So those tears are always a natural reaction to that. Now, some people may be built different. Maybe you cry a lot less than others, but not at all.
I believe that the not at all thing is a possible thing. I think it's possible. Everybody live their griefs differently.
Sure.
So, man, don't know no old.
That's the end. Hey man, y'all let me know what y'all think about that, man. We on the road to 100K. Okay, if you ain't hit that like button, subscribe button, and turned on all notifications, slap that dog shit about yourself, because that's the first thing you should have did when you clicked on this video. I get at you on the next one, and I'm gone. T.Y. Peter 9.